they cannot give President Trump credit. Now, to be fair, there is a lot of people on the left who are giving President Trump credit. Hillary Clinton, Bill Clinton, and he did make the cover of Time magazine. The cover of Time magazine reads, "His triumph. The leader Israel needed. How Gaza heals." Those are various articles. Underneath, a huge picture of President Donald Trump. Now, Link, it is a picture taken from beneath President Trump. He's got the loose neck skin or chin. It's basically up his nostrils. His hair is disappearing into the bright sky. Mm-hmm. It is incredibly, Link, incredibly unflattering.
No, the second I saw the Time magazine cover, Will, I knew President Trump was not going to like it, nor should he. But this is what Time magazine does and all of these liberal outlets. They go out of their way to choose the worst pictures of Republicans and conservatives, the worst lighting, the worst angles, and then they edit and they ratchet up the saturation to make you look as bad as possible. If this were Barack Obama, go pull up Barack Obama's Time magazine covers. They made him look like this cool, suave, rock star guy, but this is what they're going to do to President Trump. And I've had the immense privilege of covering the president. I've traveled with him. You and I were both down in Kerrville with the president. He looks great in person. President Trump is fit. He's tall. He's skinny. His skin looks good. His hair looks good. You have to go out of your way to make him look bad. The guy is handsome, okay? Let's be honest. The guy is handsome, but they try to make him look like this evil, fascist dictator because that's what they've called him for 10 years.
It is intentionally unflattering. There is no doubt about it. And it did not escape the attention of President Trump. Here is what he posted on Truth Social. Time magazine wrote a relatively good story about me, but the picture may be the worst of all time. Each word capitalized. They disappeared my hair and then had something floating on top of my head that looked like a floating crown, but an extremely small one. Really weird. I never liked taking pictures from underneath angles, but this is a super bad picture and deserves to be called out. What are they doing and why? Here's my favorite thing about his post. Then had something floating on top of my head that looked like a floating crown, but an extremely small one. So had it been a large crown, he might have forgiven.
No, absolutely. Maybe he would have forgiven if the crowd had been larger, but I'm glad he called them out. Here's the thing about President Trump. He could be up for days running on no sleep, but he's got this swagger. He's going to say what needs to be said in the moment because he's a real guy from New York City. He's been dealing with these magazines, these photographers, the press for decades and decades and decades, going back to page 6, the New York Post. So I don't think this is anything new to him, but no, he'd been up for days, and I think he had had it. I think he had had it, and there's a reason nobody is buying these magazines anymore. There's a reason their sales are in the gutter. You guys might want to reach out to the 77 million Americans who voted for Trump or continue going down.
Link, how old are you?
I just turned 28.
You're so young. Perfect. So on this President Trump thing, everybody does understand, right? A picture from an underneath angle is unattractive. Don't do that, right? Mm-hmm. You understand that, right? You know, you've seen the moms taking the selfies. You know, you want to get a little upward angle. You want to get down, right? You would never take a picture of yourself like this from below, like they did with President Trump. Am I right?
No, you're absolutely right. I think what President Trump needs is maybe a gay sidekick to follow him around and swat those cameras away to make sure the lighting is perfect, the camera angles are perfect. I would have come in there and said, absolutely not. Nope, get out from under there. The only person who should be looking up at you from that angle is if someone's on their knees. No one needs to be seen from that angle unless you bought me a drink first. Okay, let's be honest. No one needs to be looking at you.